If you were a young surfer growing up in the 1990s, it was hard to miss some great surf videos coming out from a small company called Lost Surfboards. Now at that time, Lost was incredibly small and largely unknown outside of Southern California, but they made videos that were completely different than anything being made at that time. They were poorly produced, they featured a ton of debauchery, they also had parts for everyone. If you surfed at Trussell's during the 1990s, you may have had a part in these videos too and you just didn't know. It's hard to believe that it's been more than 25 years since Lost released What's Really Going On. That's a long time in anybody's mind. So what happened to all these people that you saw in the Lost videos? And where is Randall? And are we ever gonna find out what's really going on? Well, I'm gonna dive into this video and try to find out the answers to those pressing questions. And if this video gets more than 200 likes, I'm gonna try to find the answer to all the Lost characters. I couldn't do them all in this video just simply because there's so many. If you like this video, like it up and we'll do a part 2. And with that, let's dive into the Lost generation. Chris Ward, a prominent figure from the Lost Surf crew, has had a tumultuous career marked by both exceptional talent and out-of-the-water controversies. After rising through the ASP ranks during the early 2000s, his highest WCT rank and arguably best year was in 2008, where he finished 14th in the world and finished off the year runner-up to Kelly Slater at the Pipe Pro. Around the same time, outside of the water, legal controversies began to engulf his personal life, with arrests for domestic abuse and assault and battery. Ward ended up spending some time in jail for some of these charges, but continues to surf to this day. He was spotted in a recent video clip still riding a Mayhem board, but doesn't appear to be sponsored by them any longer. Joe Cremo died of a heart attack at the age of 47. Cremo had a tough upbringing, being exposed to heavy drug and gang activity growing up in East LA. It's really a miracle he discovered surfing at all. Cremo was heavily influenced by Christian Fletcher and his aerial style. Cremo took it to a whole new level, adding shove-its and other skate-inspired moves. People either seem to really love or really hate Joe Cremo. Matt "Chicken" Willey was most famous for writing the What's Really Going On soundtrack with immensely popular band Sublime. Allegedly, after the lead singer of Sublime overdosed, the song that they wrote together went gold and then went platinum. Chicken accepted the award on Sublime's behalf and then disappeared. I tried researching any current information on the famous and elusive Chicken Willey, but wasn't able to turn up anything. If you know anything, leave a comment below. With a similar style to Joe Cremo, Justin appeared to be heavily influenced by him, even down to the tattoos. In 2012, he did an interview and did have some insight on how the surf industry worked.
Sort of the surf industry is that it's a big pile of. There doesn't seem like there's any loyalty as far as they're just all about marketing that younger guy for the the next generation, and it seems like once you get past a certain age, sponsors drop you even though you're doing surfing just as good. It just seems like they pretty much get you their little use out of you and they drop you.
Even though Matteson never competed, he was still an influence to top WSL surfer Jordy Smith, who said that both him and Cremo had an influence on his aerial surfing. On last check, Justin was living in Oceanside, California, and still surfing. Chris Orr was from San Clemente, California, and had a promising career, and he competed well in early NSSA competitions. However, drugs seemed to derail his future, and he disappeared from San Clemente and the beach scene in the early 2000s. He was reportedly intermittently in jail and homeless until he overdosed on heroin in 2002. After the Lost days, Shea joined the World Tour and peaked at rank 11. After his WSL career, he transitioned into a role as a surf analyst and a writer. He is reportedly living in Daytona Beach, Florida, where he teaches surf lessons. Strider Wasilewski, once a pro surfer, now serves as a commentator for the WSL. He provides live analysis during competition, and he also owns a sunscreen company and lives with his family in Malibu. Not much can be found on Dave, but it appears he is still ripping. Here is him on a recent trip to the Mentawais, last reported living in Florida. Speaking of Florida, that is the home of still Lost Team rider Cory Lopez. I will always remember how Cory absolutely charged massive Chopu on one of the first years it became a WSL event. Cory is still ripping and living in Florida, raising a family. Archbold grew up in San Clemente and, like many others in the Lost generation, went down a dark path. Archie, now reportedly several years sober, runs Archie Garage and is living and raising his family in San Clemente. Randall. Where is Randall, mascot of the team? Unconfirmed rumors has that he is still living in Southern California and was last seen in Huntington Beach. If you know where Randall is, please leave a comment. A San Clemente local who walked miles to surf and never wore a wetsuit. He was one of the colorful characters in early Lost videos, as seen here in his early claims for an Infinity World title.
I should win the world title world title this year again.
Not Slater?
No, I'll be taking the world title permanently the rest of my life until I die. So you guys don't have to worry. There'll be mass media coverage of me. I'll be like on NBC, CBS, ABC, the Walt Disney Channel. We'll have full media coverage of me. MTV. I'll be on TV, so if you guys, yeah.
Unfortunately, the title dreams were dashed when, according to Matt Biolis, he passed away. Details around his death are unknown. Rest in peace, Gilligan. Inducted into the Surfing Hall of Fame in the late 1990s, Damien Hardman is last reported to be living in North Narrabeen, Australia. Not much needs to be said about Kelly Slater that hasn't already been said. Hard to believe at the time of this video, Kelly would have another 25 years of winning titles and contests ahead of him. Pipe legend Larry Rios is running a surf school in Waikiki, but still finding time to get some tube time over at Alamana Bowls. He also helped Derk Ho win his first world title. If it weren't for Rios blocking Elkerton at the 1993 Pipe Masters, Derk Ho might not have ever gotten that title. Derk was the first native Hawaiian to become a world champ and was the source of inspiration for many younger Hawaiians that they could and would be title contenders. If you ever want to see a source of inspiration, watch his brother Michael on Mason Ho's YouTube channel and see what's possible in your 60s. Rest in peace, Derk. You are missed. A San Clemente surfer who moved to the North Shore of Oahu about 20 years ago, riding for Volcom, still living on the North Shore, raising his family. Andy Irons. A whole video can be made about his life, but I think we can all agree the world lost a good guy back in 2010. Rest in peace, Andy. Dan Malloy remains engaged in surfing and environmental advocacy, often collaborating with brands like Patagonia. Currently lives in Central California.
Yeah, I think Pacheco is one of the...
Rizal is an Indonesian surfing icon. He continues to influence the surfing scene in Indonesia, mentoring young surfers and promoting the sport. Brian Pacheco, Makaha boy, great surfer and nice guy. On a side note, I remember meeting Brian back in the 90s at Kapahulu Skate Park, and he's a good skater as well as a great surfer. Originally from Laguna Beach, Jon Rose founded Waves for Water, a nonprofit organization focused on providing clean water solutions globally. According to Tahoe magazine, the Rose family is living in Truckee, California. Peter Mendia, living in Florida and passing his legacy down to his kids, he has an 18-year-old son who is currently ranked 64th on the WQS. Late Night Larson, as he was known, looks to be in real estate and raising a family in Huntington Beach, and an active member of his local surfing community.
Right, up and running. Shine Beschen. Look at this wave, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Beschen is a native tube rider. He's looking down the line. And there he goes in the tube. He'll make that. Still going. Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
Shea was the only surfer to get a perfect 20 in a heat, and he was ranked at #2 in the world at one point. In the late 90s, he quit the tour and ended up moving with his brother to the North Shore of Oahu, where he still lives to this day. And that's it. That is most of the people that were featured in the Lost What's Really Going On series. It's not a complete list. If you want to see a full list and even a more detailed list of other videos from Lost, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you have any information of stuff I got wrong or missed, please let me know. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. Aloha.